Hello, my name is Jake. I'm going to teach you how to use Reaper. So, today we are talking about virtual instruments. Virtual instruments are like organic, real instruments, but you do not have to have skills to play them. Hey. Virtual instruments can be controlled in mainly two different ways. By programming Midi manually or using a Midi controller. So, we are going to jump into the door with a new project and let's get going. So now that we are into the program Reaper, we are going to program some virtual instruments. First off, we are going to make a track, because without tracks you cannot do anything in this program. Well, you can watch the beautiful background scroll by as you cruise down the timeline, but we're not going to do that. So we're going to insert some tracks. You can double click here, right click, insert new track, press Ctrl T, do a backflip, they appear. So let's delete those, boom boom. There's no reason to have more than necessary. So to insert a virtual instrument to a track, we have to press the FX button. It's kind of stupid, but you get used to it. So here's the Add FX window. If that doesn't show up, you can press the Add button at the bottom of the FX window. So let's press Instruments and Reasynth. Everyone has it. It is quite simple. No reason to do more thinking. So now we have a virtual instrument and a track. Now we need some MIDI, so we're going to press the Insert folder up here and then choose New MIDI Item. Then a bar of empty MIDI shows up. We're going to change that, so we are double clicking it and this piano roll shows up with a grid in the middle where we can place notes, and it's going to sound great. So if you cannot see the piano roll, choose View and Mode Piano Roll. These are for more detailed MIDI controllings that if you're watching this you likely won't need. If you need that, there are extensive Reaper forums, go there. There's some great knowledge in there. So now we have this grid in front of us and we're going to choose some notes. So say we want an A, then we say this is the A. Then we say it's going to start at 1 and then we drag it along so it lasts 1/4 note. Then we say we want a C as a minor third. Let's drag it half. So basically you drag, you press and then you drag. So, and it's not terribly advanced. You'll figure out the UI pretty quickly. So now I have this. Make sure you go back to start and press play. And we have something resembling a melody. It's not great, I know. So that is basic Reaper editing through manual MIDI files. You can change the velocity of the notes down here, which is how hard the virtual hand hits the virtual piano, for making things sound more subtle. Play around with it, you'll get a feel for it. It's quite fun. So if you do not own a MIDI controller, you can just leave now if you want to, or you can stay around for my sexy hair and great personality. So if you have a MIDI controller, make sure you have it plugged into the computer before you start up Reaper. If not, then just close Reaper and start it again. So first we have to choose the input. Surprisingly, we are going to choose input MIDI. And then in here we are going to identify the MIDI controller and choose it, minus the key station 49E for MIM audio, and then choose all channels, or whatever channel you want to direct it to. In this situation it doesn't particularly matter. So let's get going. So now I'm pressing my keys, nothing is happening. This is set. So in Reaper, to see what you're putting in, you have to arm the recording. So now you can see at the bottom, down here in the track, something is happening when I press the keys. So, but no sound is coming through. But, so let's say we press this record monitoring button, sound comes through. Now we can play ugly sounding chords because it's a sine wave and I'm stupid. So Now you have a MIDI controller going, you can press Ctrl R to start recording. Now we have music. Oh, I have a low standard for music, do not worry about that. So, that is the basics of programming MIDI in Reaper. So let's go back to my beautiful face. That's practically all. I'm just going to pimp myself for the next few moments. So, aside from being a goddamn genius with DWs, primarily Reaper, I also do some kind of music thing called Jigsaw. Like, if you enjoy weird music in every genre, I made an industrial cover of a classic song some time ago. It's in general, if you enjoy weird music, check out my channel. It's not funny lyrics. I do not sing because la 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 la. That's not the reason, but I'm not a singer. I'm more of a programmer, so to speak. So on that final note, peace out. Don't die.